Okay, last thing in the rental section is, based on your experience, can you offer your take on property management, both from the perspective of managing the property on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, and then also helping to find a tenant to fill the unit, to fill a vacant unit? On the latter, I'm a little bit mixed because although I've never used property management to fill a space, my sense is no one's going to care about finding the ideal tenant as much as me. But then again, they're going to be managing the place day to day. So I'd love your take on property management.
Yeah, my take is hire a property manager. Right?
Yeah.
I did it myself for a while. So I when I started, I did the property manage myself. That's why I wrote the books. Really, like the property management book was to if I pass away, instructions to my wife on how to manage the property, which she probably wouldn't do anyways. She would just sell it. but you know, the intention is to understand how it's done, but not to do it yourself, because your highest and best use. You have to think about yourself as highest and best use. What is the best use of your time?
100%.
You know, I don't, like when I started, I was painting walls. I was, probably washing floors. I was doing all this stuff that I would never do today, because it's the difference between having a hobby and running a business. And that's something that is very clear to me, but wasn't clear to me before. And if you want to do well in this, you need to take out things that consume your time that you can pay somebody less than what it would cost you to do. And you have to understand the value of your time. So when I was doing coaching and consulting for real estate investors, I would charge $500 an hour. And I had no problem. I don't do that anymore. It's not worth my time anymore, because I understand the value of my time. You're not going to see me going in and doing those things. And property management is one of those roles that are a $20 an hour role. That's what they are. They don't get paid as much as you think because of the amount of time. Now, it's different if it's a single family home or like a townhouse. But if you start to get to 2, 3, 4 units, there is work that's involved. And you may be saving money, but you're killing your time. And this is not why I invest in real estate, because to take up more of my time. It's to create more time for me. So you hire people to help you to do that. It's okay to start off that way, especially your first couple of units. Like, do it so you understand it, but as quickly as you can, move it away from you and focus on acquiring another unit or doing something else. Go travel, go enjoy the fruits of your labor. It's a return on life too. It's not just, return on money. So whatever it is, but property management is one of those things that you should outsource, and most people don't, and it affects their ability to scale. It stops them from scaling because they feel like they don't have enough time. I've talked to investors who have 4 or 5 properties and they're like, I can't do this. I'm like, well, who's your property manager? Oh, I'm doing it all myself. Oh, there's your answer, right? And it affects, it just affects your ability to continue to grow, and you get frustrated. And sometimes you need somebody else between you and the tenant, because you may walk into a property and see that there's like a mess on the floor from a dog or a cat, and you feel like inside that you're going to flip out, right? But you have a third party in between you, like a property manager goes in there. This is what they deal with all the time. They go in, they make them fix the problem. But you go home and you're like, oh, they did this and that, right? And you're like, it takes up 6 hours of your time because you're thinking about it, right? But that's not what you need to do. What you need to do is acquire assets that continue to pay you every month and that increase in value, right? And then use those to help you to, improve your lifestyle. That's the key, right? It's not.
I think that's really well said. That's really well said. It's all about kind of how you use your time the best, and you want to make sure you're using your time productively. So just so we're clear, I'm on the same page in terms of using property management. I just wonder, in terms of filling a place, am I best equipped to fill a unit with the right tenant and then let them manage it? I sometimes wonder, but in terms of the day-to-day management, 100%.
Well,
I think you're.
what about those
I totally
steps
agree.
that I told you about that you didn't know about, right? See,
It's more involved than I initially thought. So,
right, and
yeah,
and that's the
absolutely.
thing, you know,
Yeah.
and I think an experienced property manager can help. Now, there are bad property managers out there, and
Yeah.
I've said the same thing as you when it comes to like they're not going to treat the property as I would have treated it, and that's fair, but it's the wrong mindset if you want to grow, because like you know what, my secretary or my assistant, I could probably do the work that she does better than she does, but I don't do it, and that's the point. Right? The point is not doing it,
100%.
right?